Hello, hello, folks. We are live again from Vegas, National Open, Round 5, Flamingo Hotel and Resorts.
Dun, dun, dun.
With me, special guest, Grandmaster Caden Trofe of the Chess Sharks.
Well, thank you.
Caden, thanks for joining for commentary. Actually, maybe you could tell the folks what you're doing in Vegas.
So for National Open, I'm the game analysis and youth host guy. So I taught at the camp where you also taught, which was a good time. And then last night and this morning, and actually going to start myself soon, just do game analysis so people after they finish can take their games to me, get some hopefully constructive feedback. And then tomorrow I'll just be a part of some of the youth events, the opening ceremony, the awards, and give a simul. So they're keeping me busy, but it's a really, really good busy to be a part of.
Yeah, I love game analysis. I feel like it's one of the best parts of tournaments.
I mean, you just get to bring out the inner chess nerd, and you see a little bit of everything. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. Have you been following the games at all?
I have not. This has been kind of the first time where the last hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a little bit of a walk. I saw some games already finished. I assume some faster draws is probably the biggest thing that I've seen, and of course, in my own Chess Sharks bias, keeping an eye on Tony's game.
Yeah, actually, maybe we should check out Tony's game. We have some leaders or whatever, but Tony.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
where's Tony?
Come on. They could be better, They're no Gukesh.
Wait, hold on. Emily's playing Timothy Padron.
I did notice this, and I had a very good chuckle as I was setting up the stream to myself. Like, what are the odds? You have two Padrones sitting next to each other, probably zero relation.
Probably no relation. Okay, yeah, it's a common name.
I guess this is the only, outside of Tony's family, this is only the second one I've ever seen. So
interesting. Okay, we'll have to get the scoop on that. But here's Tony's game, playing black. Tony, of course, is Caden's co-star on the Chess Sharks, and maybe we could just play through the opening and you can tell us what you think. All right, so Sicilian, knight f3, g6, c3. Okay, knight f6.
Technically it's a move. It's a little bit dicey though. Like,
yeah,
I played it myself in a rapid game in Hungary back in 2022, and it did not go well. Like, in theory, I was like, okay, it should be fine, but it just didn't. It didn't go well. So I have this overall feeling like it's a playable move, but it may actually be tougher for black to play than you want to believe it is. And sadly, I think that quickly became true. Now here, he played this knight b6 move,
right?
Which it's a tough balance, but in these lines, as far as I'm aware, knight c7.
Knight c7. Okay.
Is typically the move. But now that I'm thinking about it, he's probably concerned about bishop c4 stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's no problem though. Castle, and if knight g5 will play the ugly looking, but I think okay. I think with some hesitation, I want to play e6.
e6, yeah, and then you get d6 next, right? And
yeah, and the funny thing is, if he tries to prevent d6, like, there's even a world where we try and play knight e. I don't know about this.
Yeah, it does
but
look
knight
risky.
c6, d6, it's interesting.
But yeah, I guess black is always playing for this d6, but white can get a bit of a jump. a4, a5, and d5. Okay.
The one move I know in the opening from the computer was a slip, was a5. Like, I don't know what the computer thinks about any other part of this game. I just know a5 was not it from the quick glance I did.
Oh, I see.
And I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, you're mentioning d6. Why can we not go d6 here?
Yeah.
And are we that bothered by a5? Are we getting into a weird place with like a5 and bishop e6?
Right. There is queen b5 check maybe.
And bishop d7 and off for draw?
Okay.
No.
Well, I mean, from black's point of view, that's not so bad. So bishop e6.
Yeah, bishop e6.
This feels okay, and then knight comes back to d7.
Yeah, we could be.
Queen b4? Is that possible?
No, because then, am I worried about my b7 pawn? Maybe not. I'd be highly tempted to just play knight d5. And
just here.
Yeah.
And then black is always having.
I don't know. Take rook b8, knight b4.
Right. Yeah, white's kind of like. White's a bit underdeveloped, so I don't know. I mean,
they're not my pieces, so take the pawns, I'll attack.
Here, okay, so here, d6, check here, bishop e3. Really feels like e6 was like called for.
Screaming to be played.
Yeah, right? Like
maybe take and then bishop c6.
Oh, wow. Okay, and then you castle.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. Did you see Tony's last round game, by the way? He saved this this position.
I did. It was funny. I was in chat talking with someone right before, and the person suggests sacrificing on d5 the knight. And we talk about it a little bit, and it gets me thinking, like, actually, he could sack the rook on d5 and has some interesting ideas, but I don't know if it works because of knight d5. And as I'm like going through this thought process, he plays rook takes d5, so I'm like, well, hope it works.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, he actually got a decent position from it.
That was interesting.
Somewhere lost the thread and then needed to save it, but no, he's been playing really, really well.
Yeah. Oh, FXL Friday night fights might happen after the commentary is done in about like 2 hours or so. I'm not sure David's schedule, but hello folks. We have Grandmaster Caden here helping us with the commentary for this first round. Okay, let's try to get to Tony's live position. So bishop e3, bishop e2 takes on a4, and just wow. Okay, what a trade. He gets rook and 2 pawns for the 2 pieces. And knight c3, and okay, how are we evaluating this one?
At a glance, I'd take white.
Yeah.
Quite often, a rook and 2 pawns is where the material advantage kind of swings in favor of not the 2 pieces. But white's development's basically done. He just needs to castle, and Tony still has some big questions, like where's that knight on b8 going? Where's the rook on f8 going? Where's every single one of his pieces going? Right. I'm trying to list off a couple, but as I think about it, I don't know where the queen's ending up, the knight, the rook, because it seems like they can get easily attacked since his opponent's up in development.
Yeah, nothing is working for black, and white can go like h4, h5 too, and then even queen h4, just go for the attack even.
Yeah, I mean, probably he's just patient, knight d7, and looks for the right opportunity to play like an e4, and actually open his bishop, or b5's covered by so many white pieces. I was gonna say b5, but
yeah.
Good gracious.
Yeah, it just feels like white has like a nice grip, so it's like, yeah, hard for black to push any of their pawns without just making weaknesses.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, kind of a funky position.
To be continued, and hopefully, I mean, I prefer white, but I definitely want to see Tony succeed.
Yeah.
Drew Martin.
So
I wish you the
Tony.
Best of times, but the worst of luck in this game.
Fair. Okay, let's see some top boards.
Yeah.
So we got some 3.5s in the tournament. Zhao Jinchao won a very nice game last round, and then
Yeah, that one I actually did just glance a little bit.
yeah, you saw that one.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah.
This one looks
Okay.
a bit more tame.
So this is like just kind of classic QGD looks like. I'll just run this one back.
Yeah.
It's, so he's playing this IM from Slovakia, who I don't really know, but I know he won against Grandmaster Mikhelian last round.
Yeah.
And that looked like a nice game too. And we just get classic Carlsbad QGD.
I love these openings because I kind of hate them where there's so many subtleties.
Yeah.
In them and the maneuvers, and I mean, there's a knight going from D2 to back to F3. Like, there's just like these strange subtleties, and somehow both sides actually have a lot of danger if you're not being careful. So it's like the strangest, dangerous positional opening in some crazy way.
Right. Yeah, it looks like I think black kind of followed this classic plan, like knight g7, trading the bishops with f5, but white gets b5 in. Actually, it looks like a textbook position from this structure where it's like, here's what both sides want. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of in white, like white's got a good version of this because black hasn't really. Well, he's gotten b5 in, so black's not in time to.
Big success. I mean, knight a4 could happen pretty soon.
Yeah.
Black, I mean, what does black look to do? Some sort of knight d6? Can you put that knight anywhere?
Well, let's say knight d6. Probably white takes. Knight a4.
I don't believe. I'm sorry. I want to give another side, but I mean, knight c4. I guess knight c4 does threaten knight a3. It's not. Like at first thought, you just play knight c5, but no, black does have a threat.
Maybe like rook b7.
The rook. And maybe bishop e7, just trying to keep that knight out. This feels very bad though.
Feels like nice for white, right? Yeah.
Like even knight e5 is starting to become a consideration. Honestly, knight b2, trading the knight on c4 and saying the c6 pawn is weak.
Yeah.
Like it's white's playground right now.
Actually, I remember hearing that this is like the classic imbalance, like knight versus bishop in this structure. But I forget if this is what black is looking for white is looking.
Classic, the best you could ever want for one of the sides.
Yeah, but maybe it's white that wants this because it does look just.
It looks
like
nice.
Free advantage basically.
If it's classic what black wants, then I need to go learn some stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Gotta go study. Think of the bookstore is like right here, so we can go get a book.
We're ready to go. So, I mean, time advantage also suggests that Sebastian is not confident.
Right.
Yeah, looks very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very
I would think so. I'm just wondering, like.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Now the thought's where to go wrong. Because he spent a move just like knight d2, knight f3, and.
Right. And black
it's crazy.
Seemingly made all normal moves. And didn't really lose a lot of time. So.
Yeah. One
kind
of
of
the
interesting
trades
how it
maybe.
happened.
It's like the wrong trade at the wrong time. That's wild. That's why I say these structures I find fascinating. Actually, the coach I worked with for a long time, Grandmaster Chernin, we spent hours and hours on these structures, and I still feel like there's more to learn.
Like both sides, yeah.
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 Like it was a back and forth. Seeing some of the times, especially for black, where they just break through with an absolute nasty attack on the king side, and white with the b5s, or some games where knight e1, knight d3, knight c5. That type of maneuver happens, and very, very fascinating. And it was just, I mean, he gives these positions to me, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen this 100 times, but as you dive in, you're like, yeah, those little subtleties that make a big difference.
Right. Hey. Oh, we got 1800 strength in the chat.
1800 strength, how's it going?
Giving any simuls or lectures? Yes, Caden is doing the live game analysis here for participants. And we did the camp yesterday, which was fun. We got a YouTube chat. Oh, someone asking for Ilya Nizhnik's game.
Nizhnik, I like Nizhnik. He's such a nice dude.
Absolutely.
I think I've played him over the board 3 times, and they're like all Queen's Gambit accepted.
Oh, interesting. His favorite opening.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
So, yeah, I know he lost a game. I think I'm not sure how many points he's on right now out of 4. Probably 2.5 out of 4. And here he's playing a junior. So many kids in this event. Holy moly, it's epidemic.
Yeah. It's I gotta try and beat him now though, before they're 2,600 and looking down on us like we should have studied harder.
Yeah, exactly. So Karakhan D3, nice Leela line, little Leela 0 action. He goes bishop G4, trades the bishops. Okay, classic John Bartholomew approach, just giving up the bishop pair, but getting this very solid. John loves this stuff.
It's funny because it's just a statement, but it feels like a roast. Like it's just
attack.
reality, but it's like, man, freaking John Bartholomew, no respect for bishops.
Yeah, I feel like but okay, many players. Actually, Kavutskiy is another guy who just would often do this. Many positions, and wow, knight G8. Okay, knight F3. I'm waiting for the justification. Queen C2, B5. Okay, what is the idea of knight G8? I haven't. He never.
If he doesn't push, it would make sense. It's something with E5, but.
Huh.
Just to get the time advantage, just to confuse his opponent and get the time advantage.
Yeah, he's like,
it would work on me.
It's like, yeah, you can't do anything. Okay. And White's kind of like, okay, I mean, very slowly making. Okay, knight went back to F7, and he's got like an hour and 15 on his clock, so I don't know.
I mean, I'm learning. Zhao, he's knight D2, knight F3, and Nizhnik, knight G8, knight F6. Like I know the strategy, guys. I'm learning.
They're just going back and forth. I did hear a strong grandmaster say recently that chess has become such a concrete game that you have to just forget about the previous moves and just play the position in front of you. So if knight G8 F6 is the best move, okay, it doesn't matter that you that you went back.
Yeah.
But Kid takes here. So okay, to me it seems like White is kind of just trying to make a draw, which fair enough. Playing a grandmaster, but I guess it is one of the most drawish positions I can
say. Success.
Yeah,
yes.
I really can't blame him. But wait, hold on. Ilya has a trick, right? If Rook E1, he can take on D4.
He does have a trick. He has one idea, and it's very effective.
I mean, if you can't challenge the only open file, at least for
wait a second,
one move.
That's such a dumb trick. I love it, but what the heck? When you can't play the most natural move, you may have done a few good things. Yeah, Queen
at least
D2.
It's annoying, but yeah, I'm guessing Queen D2 and then Rook E1 anyway. I don't really see.
Yeah, there's.
How Black's gonna.
It's hard to even orchestrate a situation where Black can play C5 because your d5 pawn will just be terribly weak.
Yeah.
Um,
See, this is so tilting because like in the past, kids weren't good at this. Like they would try to trade off all the pieces, but then they would lose, right?
yeah, they leave like one weakness. Okay.
Now they've gotten like very like actually Dina I think drew her last game, right?
Yeah, and a very, very similar situation actually. Just bishops, and she tried to confuse him, moved around for a good while, but
Right. It was just hard to break through. Yeah, kid just defended well. So kids are getting really good at just like everything, like passive defense, like no problem. So, bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer. Yeah, I don't really see how black.
I mean, call me when you agree to a draw.
Right.
Like I'd love to pretend otherwise. Like being able to just take the tiniest edge, and grind it out is a ton of fun, but.
Yeah, hard to see what black is gonna do.
Yeah.
Bummer. Okay, let's check out another game.
I think I have time for one more game, and then I have to go do the game analysis.
Yeah. Any picks? Your choice?
I mean, you brought up Dina. We could take a look at how she's doing.
Let's see Dina's
this round.
So she's playing. Pretty sure this is a kid. Harish Kumar. Karthikeyan. And okay. Black just hung their knight. No, that's good.
Was winning and then hung his knight.
All right, what happened here? Okay, another Queen's Gambit declined.
Yeah, QGD is the opening of the day.
And this is okay, definitely part of Russian chess school. So Dina, I know, knows these positions quite well. 95. Rook AE1. Bishop H4. The kid's trading pieces, but F4.
But F4.
And okay, one thing I know is that if black has already played H6, then F4 is a lot stronger because whenever you go G6, you weaken all of the light squares. Or F6 here. So this allows white to keep the knight on E5 and G4. Okay.
This could just be me, but and G4 looks reasonable, but it also feels like I drew last game. Not this time.
Yeah.
Someone will die.
Someone's gonna win this game. That's funny. Yeah. No, I mean, I think I feel like it's a thematic move. If it's whether it's the only move for white in the position, that's unclear. But I'm definitely not mad at it. Knight C4, Queen swings, takes.
Yeah, the takes though. Like in my head, first impression, white's winning. But that's like blitz, bullet, brain rot over time. That I'm like, yeah.
And how would you take here? Just like in bullet?
I would play D takes E5.
D,
like that's
right?
That's first impression. Let me keep my pawn mass ready to kill the king.
Yeah. Is FE there's like Queen G5, black gets this square, but DE just looks like a avalanche. Like
it's maybe tricky though because, I mean, I want to play F5, of course, and win. Yeah, of course, but E5 is very annoying to protect.
Yeah. So you'd have to build up. Okay, I'm guessing Queen H4. I mean, I feel like you got to make this move. Otherwise, just, I don't know. White gets too much time. But let's just say like H3. I feel like even like Bishop F5 is maybe interesting.
Actually, I don't.
You want to try this?
I don't hate Bishop F5.
Yeah.
Because if the trade, there's some like Rook F3, Rook H3 nonsense.
Yeah, and then just like F6 too.
And of course, if we get another chance, we play E4.
Yeah, complete the cube.
Gotta complete our pawn cube. Get some Rosen score.
Wow. That would be nice. Yeah, I think this is nice for white. And Dina's thinking about it.
Yeah,
is there any?
Because we could do the same thing, right? Like you could play F takes E5 and Bishop F5.
Actually, yeah, that also makes sense.
Although See, I hate moments like this, especially like doing game analysis, because I get to this, and like my instinct is no, something about this just feels wrong. And now sometimes I actually calculate, like I use my brain. I'm like, okay, I'm just freaking out for nothing. But it's like that first sense, and like I'm going over someone's game, I'm like, something about this just feels wrong. And of course they had so much time to think about it. I'm like, okay, yes, I'm a GM, but I'm looking at this for 20 seconds and I'm trying to explain to you like what's wrong with this. It's kind of what this feels like. Like Bishop F5, I liked it better in the other line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm with
But
you. Like, optically, like, just like adding more attackers to the
yeah, it
king
just
side.
feels better.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, she's thinking about this one. Yeah, I don't know. I think this definitely feels somehow better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's
yeah, H3. I don't really know how black develops here exactly.
right. Yeah, I think part of it for me, I mean, you mentioned F6 is not as strong because of H6, but I also, like, I still feel like F6 is something you have to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you have that pawn on F4, F6 happens, E5 pawn gets traded. Like, I still keep my pawns connected,
Mm-hmm.
where if you play F takes E5, um, I don't know, if the E5 pawn goes, like, I just feel like, hey, I have two pawns, two pawns, two pawns. Like, it just feels very separated.
Yeah. I got you. All right, let's see what she did. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I mean, a lot of times these Pillsbury attacks, it's like you would go Fe in many of these positions, but maybe without the pawn on G4, maybe like in kind of different situation. But no, I mean you get the open F file here, and it's
Yeah, maybe it's a patient Rook F4, Rook F1.
right.
Try and get H4 in.
Yeah, it's still nice for white, but yeah, somehow D.
It's one of those where I think calculation just is so important because here you have the open F file, D takes E5, like you have the pawn connection, and at some point you really do, you have to calculate ahead, even though this feels like a positional decision.
Right.
The calculation is where you kind of separate between those. So here,
that's a great point. You guys hear that? Because I have so many students that like, or people I work with, it's like they just always make this decision kind of optically, and it's like they just, people always come with like logical reasons, like, oh, I should go Fe because of the open F file, or I should go D because of like the pawn mass, and then sometimes you just have to calculate a couple moves ahead and see which lines are working better.
Yeah, it's such a game changer. The simplest case I had of this last year in a tournament game was I wanted to play Rook C8. My rook was being threatened. Rook C8 open file makes sense, but I realized like tactically it just doesn't work because at some point my B7 pawn gets like forked from across the board, and I'm like, I hate myself, but I'm gonna play Rook B8. It looks terrible, but otherwise like I just lose. And it's definitely like those little moments that happen are crazy. Kostya, has been a pleasure to jump on for a little bit. I do have to head
Absolutely.
and go do some game analysis, but good luck. I think there are some really good games.
Yeah.
You know, you should have a good time.
So many nice games. Thank you for joining, Caden. Hope to see you back.
If you're not part of the dojo, join already.
Thank you. Folks, say bye to Caden.
See ya. Have fun. Calculate the lines.
Whew. Oh, we got David in the chats. Hello, David. So we'll see how Dina justifies this one. Takes Queen H4, and we were thinking either probably Bishop F5 here, which I get, like, Rook F4 or eventually, I don't know, maybe Rook E2, Rook F2, like this, and still nice for white. But here I just feel like with DE, the bishop can never really go to E6 because then white just gets F5. Here the bishop gets like super solid square on E6. And okay, H3 played. So Dina's gonna be looking to build up slowly. maybe bringing the knight in somehow. Okay, let's go around the horn. So this is our 5th round, folks. We have multiple players, 3.5 out of 4, including Grandmaster Zhao Jinchao. Oh, let me move back in to the center. We got a cool setup here in Vegas. We're right next to the bookstore, kind of near the playing hall, so hopefully we'll get some players in as well. This one we were definitely liking White's position, at least a little bit more than Black's chances here. And okay, knight a2 is the last move, so kind of just classic Carlsbad structure, where White has achieved the minority attack, set up Black with this long-term weakness, and it's kind of like a 2-result game. Like White's just putting pressure. It's going to be up to Black to kind of defend, but if White manages to get rook c1, knight b4, already hard to hold this pawn. Oh, Tadev has a crazy game right now. Yeah, we'll definitely jump there very soon. Board 2, we have I am Samrung Narayan against Victor Matveshin, strong grandmaster. I've played Victor multiple times. I think maybe like 4 times. First game we played was a interesting draw. I think like King's Indian. And then he beat me, and then he beat me again, and then he beat me another. He started like beating me every. So like that first game was all he needed to figure me out. It's been very one-sided. Okay, this one, just quickly run it through, was some kind of Rui. Knight f6 and early bishop c5. So the Archangel variation, c3, bishop drops back, d4. Really normal stuff. This e4 pawn is often poisoned in these lines because of bishop d5. So White just leaves it alone. Bishop e3, bishop b7, knight d2. Black has very kind of typical setup here, and now takes knight a5, bishop c2, and rook e8. And so here, Black kind of gives up the center, but gets a lot of play with the pieces. So b4, knight c4, trades, e5, and position opens up. Queen did not go to d6. Okay, this is right. So classic DGT correction. So Black played queen takes d1, White played bishop takes d1, but the DGT registered queen d6, and then the rest of the moves. So that I'm sure the DGT people fixed the fixed the position. And no, wait, but this is no, this is wrong. No, this is wrong. They messed it up. They messed it up real bad. Okay, so this game is cooked. This game is busted. So actually, queen takes d1. I don't know if bishop takes d1. Rook takes d1 was probably played. But yeah, the DGT for whatever reason registered rook d6. Or maybe he did take with the bishop, because here on rook d1, Black can take on f3 and take on e5. Bishop takes d1 would kind of deal with that by taking back here and hitting the rook. And so this would actually be very bad for Black with too much stuff hanging. So queen d1, bishop d1, I'm guessing was played, and then Black has a number of moves here, knight d5, for example, knight d7, and so on. Okay, but now we're missing a bishop for White. All right, so this game's busted. Hopefully they figure it out. Board 4, we have Isaac Wang against Vladimir Akopyan. I would say, well, actually, I believe he's the top seed in the event, so he's a half point behind the leaders. And he is playing Isaac, who is, I think, pretty close to junior age. Maybe Isaac at this point is like 18, 19. And okay, equal position for now, but let's just see how we got here. So this one was a Nimzo, f3, very ambitious, d5, a3, bishop e7, e4, takes, and c5. In the past, they played e5 in this position. looking for takes and then queen trade and knight g4. Or on d5 to put the bishop back on c5. And this was a hotly contested structure. But here black goes c5, d5, trades, castles, bishop e2, a6. And yeah, very double-edged structure because white has this like protected passer and like open f file they can use for the attack. But bishop g5 and takes on f6. Okay, well, he's not giving up the bishop pair because he gets knight e4 and he immediately gets the dark squared bishop back. So essentially, we just get some trades. Castles knight d7, queen d2, knight f6. And yeah, for me, this position definitely looks pleasant for white because you've got the protected passer and black really isn't really using their majority so much here. That said, the position can always kind of go wrong for white if black is able to activate. Oh, thank you. Oh, all right, thanks. But yeah, so okay, we'll see how Vladimir tries to trick the kid. Then, okay, you guys mentioned Tadev's game is very interesting. So Tadev's playing Grandmaster Christian Cruz, and oh boy. Yeah, this is a Tadev position. All right, let's see how this one happened. So this was open Sicilian. And just classic Scheveningen. Wow. And yeah, he invites the Keres attack. Tadev accepts the invitation. F3. Okay, F3, interesting. I'm pretty sure F3 is not the main move here. Usually white goes H4. You could play H3 as well. F3 is kind of like, okay, we're just going to play English attack, basically, where black is committed to an early H6. So definitely a position or structure Tadev has played many times. Knight d7, king b1, rook c8. So very double-edged position. Like if black gets out here, then they often can get some really nice counterplay. So b4, d5, the classic breakthrough. But of course, king is still on e8. So bishop h3 takes g5. Oh. Yeah, I want to know David's thoughts on this game because this is, I mean, it looks very very tricky. So takes on f3, takes on f6, takes on e2, queen e2, queen f6. You know, knight takes e6. Man, this is barn burner. Pawn takes. I mean, I don't know if white had to, like, to me it looks like rook f1 was also, you know, could have been included, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happened first and then we'll judge. So takes on e6, bishop d4 with tempo, queen g6, and now just rook he1. So she's avoiding queen e5 by oh, I see. So rook f1, queen e5. And then yeah, there's hard to see how white breaks through. Although it's like the king is still in the center, so you would think maybe white has time, like queen f2 or something, just to kind of keep. It seems like, yeah, white has a couple of moves to develop the attack, and it's. So I'm not sure if we had to sacrifice the piece, but it's certainly very interesting. Because if black just plays bishop e7, white takes on e6, and then black can't castle, and we're threatening like bishop takes d7 check. This is a problem. So this looks pretty nice for white. Oh, Nice line here from David. So that was, yeah, rook f1, queen e5. If white just tries to hammer everything in. Ravinsky-Panov style. Should be e7, takes, and yeah, any check. White can defend the queen. So she goes for it. But okay, another line I was looking at is bishop d5. And this one, yeah, I don't quite see like how white is gonna do it here, because if we trade everything, king f7, rook takes a6, only one pawn for the knight, so yeah, really can't be enough here for white. But we have a move, bishop d5. Okay, played. Another option, yes, bishop g7, and then rook takes d5. Let's say this one and this one. And then black can't castle without giving back the piece. But, okay, feels like knight c5 probably to defend. And yeah, I don't know. Black's position is still kind of loose here. Oh, knight e5. And e5 is tricky. So here, I don't know. Maybe white has like this kind of hard to say. But knight e5 might be playable. But knight e5, yeah, c2 is a big problem. So this is the line we have from chat. If rook e5, queen takes e5, queen c2, and then puzzle rush on c1. Big problem. So take, rook d5, knight e5. Queen a6 runs into the same queen takes c2. Maybe h5. Oh, h5. And queen either has to give up e6 or give up c2. Queen f6 maybe defends. Or queen takes c2. This one might be simpler for black, yeah. And black's up a pawn for the piece. So Tada's gonna have to figure something out here. Yeah. Okay, another option is like queen a6. If queen takes c2, king a1, rook a8, rook takes e6 check. Can't take because that's mate in 2. But black would have king f7 and king d8. And that could be a real problem for white. I mean, on this one, even if you get queen f1 check, like you get your queen out with tempo, you've kind of you've allowed the counterattack. a3, rook a3. So yeah, bishop d5 definitely feels like the right move. Amazing how black still has like an hour here. Spent no time, no problem. Okay, h5 played. Okay, h5 was another. Yes, h5 has been a Canada move this whole time. All right, so Tadev ahead of us. I was just about to realize that h5 is the move you need to play. We saw this in the other line, the bishop g7 line, but we start with this one to force the queen off of the diagonal or force the queen off of e6. Yeah. Okay, by the way, I just saw board 6 ended. Emilio Cordova. Wow. Offered a draw to Zoe Tang. I guess by repetition. Which is very surprising, because he was playing white here. And wow, he spent, I mean, according to the clocks, which makes sense given how much time we've used, spent like 45 minutes to go for the draw.
I see you.
Hello, hello.
No chicken sandwiches. Look how many I have. I've been told to give some to Boston Mike because he doesn't.
Nice.
You know?
This is your doing?
You know?
This is your doing? All the chicken sandwiches?
No.
Oh.
They just. But you got some, right? They have like 80 of them. You could. That's enough meals for the next week.
Yeah. I'm set. We got these chicken sandwiches there for the staff. Yeah. This is our stream.
Who's
Hello, everyone.
Hello. What
This
are you
is
streaming
Sophia.
exactly?
Well, the games we just saw. One game end with Emilio. Here, come in, folks. This is Sophia. She's doing the social media for the tournament.
Hello.
And so board 6 ended in a draw. Actually, wow, board 1 also ended in a draw, which I did not see. So yeah, we've just been looking at games.
Anything crazy yet?
Yes, actually, we've been looking at Tadev's game for the last, 15 minutes or so. she sacrificed a piece.
Whoa. I saw this one earlier. I noticed that there was a check coming in on h5, but it's not particularly helpful. Remember,
Yeah, I think
that was a different game. That was a different game at the beginning.
Oh, I see. So yeah, we've been watching this one. Actually, it looked nice for black, but now after h5, of course, black still has some problems to solve. Okay, here's why h5 was played. It took us 10 minutes to figure this out. So, for example, if white, well, we were looking at this one maybe, queen takes a6, but then black has queen takes c2 check, and rook a8. And the counterplay is very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And white can take on e6, because it takes, queen takes, and mate.
Oh, that's so nice.
But black doesn't have to take. Black can go maybe even bishop e7, but like king d8 or king f7. Yeah, and white still has issues on the a file. And then
man, I love it when there's like a king hunt, and like I don't think it's gonna go all the way across the board, but still, like, it's the beginning of one,
Yeah, some games, the king just starts walking, and you just have to live with it. We're also looking at this line: bishop takes g7, and rook takes d5. So that if white can take on e6 with the bishop, then that would be fantastic. The problem is black has this move, knight e5, where they cover the e-file, they want to take the rook, and if white takes on e5, black has queen takes c2 and queen c1. Hence, h5.
No, that's so complicated just to find that one move.
Yeah, very deep, but like, okay, it actually makes total sense. And now the queen either has to stay on this diagonal, but then if queen h7, white is taking on e6 and breaking through. Whereas in this position, we couldn't take on e6 because then we would just be trading queens and going to this piece down
doesn't
endgame.
have enough squares to go to right now.
So yeah, queen can go back to f7, but then c2 is not an issue. So maybe white goes queen takes a6, and now it's now it's pretty unclear.
Oh, nice. What other games are there that you haven't looked at yet?
Let's see. Okay, we have not checked out.
Oh, Samrick just played in Minnesota. I know him.
Oh, nice. Yeah. His game, unfortunately, actually, this is your job. The DGT broke.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, guys. No, because me and Juan went to have dinner with we went to get the gyros again. Like, I've been literally living off the gyros this whole week because Juan just like likes them. So I'm like, oh, I guess we just gotta.
I can't believe they sent the DGT people to get food. Okay, so this game there was some DGT glitch. So hopefully that gets fixed.
Are you sure they didn't just sack all that? Right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the sequence wasn't played. And then we haven't seen Robbie's game yet. This is Grandmaster Robbie Kevlashvili. Actually, he's lives in St. Louis. Goes to St. Louis University. So I've seen him around the city quite a bit. He's got.
Yeah, you're probably friends with like a lot of people in this tournament, though.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
I actually didn't know Tatev was a woman GM. Actually, I didn't know because I've seen her at Charlotte, like we met, but I didn't actually remember exactly because we were like sitting on opposite sides of the table when Sarah Juan came. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't my throat again.
Very good. Are there any players you want to see?
If you keep scrolling, hey, maybe Arm. I mean, let's see. Have you seen Dina's game yet?
Actually, yeah, we saw it a little while ago, but we can catch up. Basically, we had this position, which has very nice knight on e5. Black took. Caden was here. He thought white should take with the d pawn. Dina went her own way. Takes f.
It looks really appealing because it just opens up, like,
Well, it has some logic to it. Yeah, exactly, because the rook is.
But then that bishop is stuck. I don't know. Do you have to like play bishop f5 or something to eventually trade it off? Because or else it's just defending the pawn the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a very solid bishop on e6. So I think white does have to go like bishop f5 at some point just to apply more pressure.
But I can see like maybe an attack coming up on the g file. Is that like what you think is gonna probably happen? Because it's not like black can do anything back.
Yeah, I think that would be one plan for white. So like rook g1 or rook e3, rook g3, and then try to play for g5. I think for sure. The other plan would be maybe to try and like double up on the f file, and then at the right moment take on e6 and try to crash through like rook f7 or bishop g6. Mm-hmm. It's definitely pleasant for white. Like white's pieces are kind of better. I'd say even the endgame is probably a little bit nicer for white. Like you can even go queen g3, king takes, and then just start advancing slowly, h4, g5.
Oh, nice.
So.
Yeah, the rest of these players are on the lower boards, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, this is our streamer section. So we have Dina, we have Dr. Kevin, who you probably met today.
Oh yeah.
He's playing black here. And okay, this is a position. Black is he's down a pawn, but like clearly has some activity with his rook on a1. And right now, actually, he has the potential for knight e4
to cut the connection between the two rooks.
Yeah, and also open up the rook against the knight on f1. Mm-hmm. And try to take. So that would just this move might be very annoying for white.
Yeah, I think I'd probably want to immediately trade off that knight because I'm like it's kind of in the way of everything. Like, but you can't play knight g3. There's no way to do that right now.
Yeah.
Or like I guess knight d2 would be more logical if we could.
Yeah, like only move I see is like rook f3 to defend. It's well, maybe this is all right because it's a very sneaky move because if black trades, white goes rook check.
Yeah, I'm sure the 1600s will fall for the back rank.
Sometimes, because like you go rook f3, it's like, okay, I take, and then I do something, so it's easy to miss. Okay, but with that in mind, I guess that means queen f3 is also a candidate move. But this one less so, actually. This one would be, that one would be a way to kind of play yourself.
Yeah, and you lose the knight.
Knight g4. Oh, okay, he goes this way. Oh, knight g4. Kevin.
That's spicy.
Oh, that's way stronger because he's got queen h2 now.
Yeah, this looks pretty bad for white.
Ooh. Kevin with the puzzle rush. Look at that. That's a nice move.
What would you do as white?
This is a problem because, oh wait, is it a problem? No, you can just go hg. Bummer. It's not enough material. I mean, he's going to take here, but the two rooks are definitely better than the queen in this one. Because they're like nicely coordinated and in white's up a pawn. Oh, so black is going to be still struggling to draw this. That was very fancy, though. It just doesn't work. Because, yeah, I think this is just a better endgame for white. Not that easy to win just because white hasn't made like a passed pawn yet. But the problem is white has two rooks against the queen. So if the two rooks attack something, the queen can't defend it. They just overpower the queen.
Maybe if the king had a little more room. I don't know. Okay, well, there's an extra pawn.
Go h6 here, but yeah, somewhere white will break with g5 and open up the king, or maybe start with this one to just go after the pawns. You can imagine rook f3, rook f5, and then like bringing the king. So black definitely has chances because the queen can always try to get some kind of perpetual against the king, but it doesn't always happen. If the king can hide, especially like somewhere on h2, h3, then might be a technical win for white.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Kevin
he captured.
Yeah, white took on g4, and then I don't know what Kevin's thinking about. All right, at this point you're committed. You gotta.
He's going for it.
Get your material back. But maybe he didn't really have anything better. I don't know, because it's knight e4, rook f3. Wasn't exactly sure. I mean, still, black can definitely still kind of play this position. So hard to say. But now they got this endgame. There is queen f4 check, but then just rook f3, and can never take because of the back rank. So you'd have to just keep giving checks, but white's king escapes, and eventually black will have to pay a tempo to fix the back rank. And then, so some situation like this, for example, and it's like, yeah, black has a really hard time holding on to everything.
Yeah. Because I guess like you can't really defend the pawn. And then I guess the passers are really going to be the ones making that decision.
Yeah, if white takes this one, and there's no perpetual, then it's just over, basically. I mean, it's queen a2, but like queen is passive, and then we go rook d5 if we want, or maybe we go rook f7, like going after the 7th rank also. And the queen is just not looking good here.
We've got two padrones. We've got the streamer padrone, and we've got a different padrone.
Yeah, so this has been the mystery of the round. Is Timothy Padrone related to Tony Padrone? Timothy actually playing one of our other streamers. Emily plays chess, and Emily is definitely playing chess right now.
Yeah.
She won this morning. Nice attacking game. And now she's
What's the rating of the other guy, do you know?
I don't know, actually. No idea.
Okay, she's 1250, so she's maybe, I don't know. You can guess the rating of this game, I guess.
Okay, we can do a little guess elo. Actually, that'd be fun. Let's see. Okay, c4. Okay.
Whoa,
all right.
whoa.
I've got some inkling.
Did it just go down by like 400 rating points?
Yeah, I feel like this is not super high level play from whites.
What is this? What is that?
It's just it's just too many pawn moves. Okay, it's just too many pawn moves. Like h3 was acceptable, b4 was really pushing it, and then a4 was just disrespectful actually to the center of the board.
No, okay, because if he plays that and you know, like there's no b5 for, I don't know, if black plays b5, like you can't take that, like it's just all gonna have to, like all that tension is just gonna.
Yeah, fair enough, but like.
No, but actually, never mind, it's good for white if they actually take, because there's knight takes b5 at the end of all that.
Yeah, but black doesn't want to play b5. You know? Black wants to play for the center. So actually, it's actually kind of typical thing where like white goes b4 and then black responded a6, which I also don't like because it's just not needed.
Because you don't have to pay attention.
Yeah, the fight's in the center of the board, so black should be playing like knight d7 and e5 right now. Or actually, the move I would really consider is c5 in order to rip apart this diagonal. I think that would be like the real killer move. And yeah, like the problem is for white, like your king is going to be on e1 for a long time here. So,
and you're saying that the light squared bishop is undeveloped. There's no room for him.
Yeah, big time. So this is how Emily should have punished this. a6, a bit too reactive, and then a4, e4, and e5, bishop g5 takes on d4, good, and c5. Now we play c5. Okay, now I'm loving this for black. Takes, queen to c7, knight e5. And, definitely feels like something is hanging here. Okay, knight h5. G4, but black is taking first. And she managed to pick up the exchange.
Okay, so what's the elo on this guy?
Okay, probably not very good. I don't know. Maybe somewhere in like, I want to say like 1,000 to 1,100. Be my guess, maybe 900.
I don't think I've seen I actually played like this 1100 kid once. Let me tell you, he did not play like that. He actually played good moves. I literally checked the engine, and it was like so annoying because it took me like 2 hours to beat him.
Well, he's a kid, yeah. So 1100 maybe his rating on paper, but then his true strength, we still don't know.
Yeah.
Could be anything. Okay, so. She got the exchange, and now it's just a matter of getting the rooks out. And I think the technique has been pretty reasonable here for black. And rook c4, and looks like this is our live position here.
And I'm sure there's was there one more game that was unrated?
Yes, and then we also got Tony's game.
Oh yeah. Also, out of curiosity, what's your prescription for just for your eyes?
I don't know.
Wait, can I see?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm just curious. Because mine is really bad, specifically on. Oh wow, this is really bad.
Hey.
No, this is even wait. Are you nearsighted or farsighted?
I don't know, but I know that my left eye is a lot better than my right eye, so I feel like.
This isn't. My left eye is really terrible, but this doesn't. Wow, everything's so so smeared. What is going on?
Oh, maybe they're just dirty.
Look at this difference. You can see.
So yours. Oh wow. Oh yeah. So your left one is way thicker. Dang.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, wow. Okay, yours are really, because it's not even helping me, and mine are that thick.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, the left one is I think is pretty weak actually. In terms of the lens. I can read with my left eye. I don't actually, but I need them for my right eye, because otherwise my right eye is kind of.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's the other one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Tony's in trouble. Caden was not liking his position earlier because he gave up 2 pieces for the rook.
And Tony said he was 2,000.
Oh, his opponent?
No, Tony said he was 2,000.
Rating?
Yeah. Okay, he's 1870.
Tony said.
he just rounded up.
Yeah, he's like 2,000. Yeah, 1,800. It's closer to 2,000 than to 0.
You know what? I'm 2,000 then.
Yeah, you're yeah, 1800, 90% there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can just see like White's pieces are very strong right now. At some point, White's just going to take on b6, and there's nothing Black can do about it, and not a fun position for Black here. It's just 2 pieces for the rook, and the pieces are playing, and yeah,
that's super annoying.
Kind of a bummer. I don't know. He might try f4, but I would think bishop takes b6 is okay. Hard to do anything with the pin because White just defending this one so much. Takes, and
all the control,
yeah, just domination. Bishop d3.
Eating him.
Yeah, it's no good. Sophia, tell us about the socials here at Vegas. How can people follow the tournament?
Well, I don't know if you can type it into the chat, but on Instagram we're like Vegas Chess Fest. You'll see Kostya on some of the reels. We got a lot of reels with your face on it. Oh yeah, you want to do a review of the hotel's grilled chicken sandwich?
I'll take a look at it.
How do you develop asymmetric nearsightedness?
That's a good question.
Oh wait, what did this have? Some of the comments. 847. Oh, they checked.
Oh, 847. Okay.
Yeah, you were pretty accurate.
I was pretty close. I said 900.
No, she's gonna feel so good once she finishes that.
Hope so.
Cordova survived.
Yeah, last round Cordova was completely lost, saved it, and yeah, this game he makes another draw. I think because it's just like so tired probably from the morning game.
Oh yeah. But yeah, for social media stuff, we're making a bunch of reels and all these other things for the game, and you're eventually going to be streaming on the YouTube, I'm assuming. But I'm honestly, it seems
yeah, we'll be streaming on the YouTube channel as well. We loaded it up today, and there's like a 24-hour cooldown before you can stream on it, so that'll be happening tomorrow. Yeah. This game looks like Juan fixed the DGT, so we had the queen trade. Knight d5, c3, c5. So Black pushing hard in this endgame. Knight g5, rook e7, rook b1, bishop c6. Okay, doesn't take on g2. For reasons I don't really understand. Other than maybe the board is still not
fixed fully.
Still not accurate. Yeah, because why wouldn't Black just... There's some strong players in our chat. What are we missing here? Why doesn't Black just take this? Oh, we have water, by the way, if you need...
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to be so happy when I... Oh, man.
This is a conundrum. Bishop c6 instead. King h2. Bishop d4, g3. Because okay, maybe he didn't like bishop takes c3, but bishop c6, I don't really get what that does.
I think that it's probably a mistake. Sometimes with the DGT boards, it has trouble reconstructing the board, and we put in the moves, and it'll eventually fix itself, but you got to keep inputting it, and so the next move might not be. Sometimes the players like to, like the bishop is slightly off. Sometimes it's not even their fault. Like the board just glitches. Yeah. Because the software is like a little bit funky.
Yeah, it is a bit glitchy. Yeah, maybe it was actually just different order of moves. And then we get to this like live position. But okay. Well, a lot of games actually already drawn at the top, which is not surprising with the double rounds. Like people are tired. So we have a couple draws here. 4 out of the top 6 boards already drawn. Robbie, he's going to be pressing this rook endgame, I'm sure. And he might win this one because clearly he's trying to squeeze this one out against his IM opponent from India.
If he's from India, might be a little bit higher rated than that.
Oh, undoubtedly. Actually, there's they did a whole study on players that are like from different countries, whether they're overrated or underrated, and a lot of the Eastern countries are like heavily underrated. So India, China, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. These are just because they have so many players and so many, especially in India, they've got like tons and tons of strong players, and then they all play in the same tournaments together, and so they all stay low rated, and then they come to Europe and the US, and then they take our points.
Oh man, that's super annoying.
And I mean it's competition, you know. What are you gonna do? Gotta get good.
No, in the US, because FIDE isn't used as often, like I'll come, like I remember like I was playing like a USCF guy who was like 2200 and his FIDE was only 2000.
Yes.
And I was like and so I only got like a few points off of like, it was just so annoying, right? Like cuz I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it would have been nice if your FIDE matched.
US players also have this issue. No, for sure. So I think actually US is also pretty underrated, at least like at lower levels. At higher levels, like, you know, like a guy like Robbie, every tournament he plays is FIDE rated. So his FIDE is like a little bit closer, but he plays a lot of juniors and kids that are like you said, like 1800 FIDE, 2200 USCF. And so mathematically, that's a problem. Like just like you're not going to win every game. And so you just get dragged down.
No, for real. Do you have any I'm sure you played some underrated people. Oh
yeah, all the time. And so you just have to work very hard. Like if you're not getting ahead, you're falling behind, basically.
Yeah. You know, I actually started streaming, but like it's like 3 times a week. And I was like, I don't know how you do like multiple hours of this, because after 1 hour I was like, I'm ready to go. Like,
it's tiring. I don't know. But I like it's fun to watch chess and talk to chat. And
it might be because I'm streaming to like 10 people and I only have like 200. That's probably why. Like I'm like, you know, like it's like I'm the circus monkey.
Well, you gotta
sort of business.
Yeah, you gotta find your fun, whatever it is.
Yeah. I'll probably like let you keep doing this, and I'm probably gonna try to auction off these sandwiches to Boston Mike.
Sure. Sounds good. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, guys.
Folks, say bye to Sophia. Follow the Vegas Chess Fest Instagram.
Oh, did you get an overpriced latte?
I did. I got a $12 mocha.
What is that?
It's like a blended mocha thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
I can see the layers. It's not homogeneously mixed.
No, it is not.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. All right, let's check back in with Tadev. So Tadev's opponents apparently had issues that were insurmountable and gives a full rook. And now she's up the exchange and I think has very decent position. So wow. I mean, looks like this attack worked out for white. I mean, yeah, like, so on queen f7, for example, queen takes a6, I wasn't really seeing a great solution here for black. If rook a8, the counterattack on a2 is not that serious. And was wondering what's white. Oh, it's just rook takes e6, yeah?
Wait, did you get your shirt coupon?
Then queen takes e6. I don't know what that is.
Don't you get a free shirt?
What shirt?
From over there. Like the Russian dude is selling it.
Oh, no, I didn't
I heard
get
him
one.
speaking Russian and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that's what it's about. No, I didn't get one yet.
Yeah.
Oh, for me? I'll take a shirt. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, because they have,
Nice.
yeah, it's like, it says you get 1 t-shirt.
That's cool. So.
I'm so distracted.
No, you're good. There was something here. Because, like, actually, rook e6, queen takes e6. It's not that simple. So, there must have been something here that Black didn't like. Yeah, maybe queen a8 and bishop takes e6, but I'm surprised that there's like no defense here. Okay, let's put the queen on a dark square. Queen f4. What's the... Oh, but then we take... we take, and we're getting the queen anyway. Dang, I mean, so the dude decided... I mean... Wow. I mean, but that means that, like, the attack was pretty strong, like, if this is what black had to do. Now, yeah, white's down on time, but it's a simplifying endgame. So the position's getting a lot easier to play for white, move by move. So trades on f6, takes this one, bishop e7, bishop d3. I like this move, so you can plant the bishop on g6. And yeah, should be better for white. Should be better. I mean, I don't think it's definitely not like an easy win, but for sure, white should be the one pressing here. Like if bishop takes a2, then we have bishop g6 check, and the rook breaks to d7, which is a big problem for black. You gotta go king f8 and rook a1, and this is game over. This is just, yeah, black is done. Black is done. Or b3. Yeah, actually b3 maybe also good. So one way or the other, he's not taking this a pawn. So one day, white should be able to create a pass pawn on the a file. Black's 2 pawns in the center, of course, can do something, but it's very hard to push them without losing material. So rook a8 played. That seems right to activate the rook. And yeah, black's one hope is the time trouble here, because it's not easy for white to hold to play this perfectly. So if check, you have to go king f8. If here we have this one, so king f8, and then black is ready to try to go rook a2 and get the rook in. So definitely still a big fight, but yeah, I mean, I think it's clearly white is the one that is playing for 2 results. Even something like this, I think white would be quite safe here, with all of black's pawns very, very weak and white's pieces standing well. But I don't think we have to resort to that. But what do we do here? So check. Oh, and bishop e4 I was thinking is white's next move. Yeah, check, forcing the king back, and then bishop e4. I think this feels like the move to trade off the light squared bishop for black. Rook c8 check, king b1. If we trade off the light squared bishop, then it starts to look better for white, for sure. Like much better. Because the rooks will get a lot of avenues to kind of come in, start doing damage. Okay, go Tadev. Now it is 90 plus 30, folks. 90 plus 30, no second time control. So once they get down on time, that's it. You're just playing. You're playing on the increment. But it is an endgame now. And bishop e4 definitely seems right. But it's tricky. Black will go king f7, start running the pawns. It's not going to be easy. There was one game that finished here. I just wanted to check quickly. Gabriela Antova playing white. She's also from St. Louis. And she drew against Grayson Rohr. Grayson is the kid that almost beat Emilio Cordova last round. He's very close and just kind of messed up in the technique, up the exchange, similar to the position Tadev has right now, where she's up the exchange, but it's tricky to convert. Actually, Grayson having a great event. He drew Robbie in round 3 and then drew Emilio. He won his first 2 games. Drew this game. Okay, maybe not the best result for him because he's a high-rated player, but I am curious just how this game went because it looks like it was quite sharp. So this was an English opening. and kind of transposed to like reverse Sicilian structure. Okay, b5, f4, sharp stuff. Black sacrificed a pawn here, gets some nice activity. Sacks the piece. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. This one. And white took here and offered a draw because black has a perpetual check and definitely has to go for it because he's down a rook and a bishop. So sharp game. That looks like the tactics ended in this kind of perpetual that white couldn't really avoid. The only way here would have been to play f3. I'm just curious, was f3 a move here? Because white is up so much material. Yeah, there is a 30-second increment. Yeah. F3 and let's think about this one. There's a lot of stuff you could be scared of here as white, but what is... Oh, I'm sorry. It's just check and queen take. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing this one. Yeah, of course. My bad. So yeah, we don't want this at all. Yeah, this, like what? So okay, takes in, and then if not f3, then there's nothing. Yeah, somehow I'm just looking for. I was literally calculating this position for like a minute, like queen h2, and yeah, not seeing that the rook is just hanging there. Okay, so interesting draw there. Let's check in with Tadev. So Tadev did go bishop e4. Good. Takes, e5. And now the thing, yeah, it just feels like white can come in, rook g1, rook g6 this way, and just snag this h6 pawn, and then the h pawn is super strong. And black needs a couple moves here to get the king up and play f5. So let's say here, and you're not even playing f5. Or even just pin. And this has got to be winning. Okay, go Tadev. I mean, dude's got 56 minutes. I would, if he loses this game, I would say that Jesse would say that it wasn't very good time management. It's like he's like lost with with an hour on the clock. But dude's a GM. I'm sure he knows better. Sometimes you take risks. Oh, rook f1 also. Threatening to take here. I guess I would suppose black has some moves, like maybe rook a5. No sudden death, so it's just the one time control. Yeah. King b3. King b3 also like very useful move here for white. Yeah, I think white has a number of moves here that are reasonable, and I would say actually you always want to be precise, but playing with 4 minutes left, it totally makes sense to just kind of keep it simple with moves like this. But yeah, I don't know. I also feel like we can't wait forever, because if we allow black to get the king to e6 and push f5, then black can, like, if we let's just, for argument's sake, just to see what could go wrong, if we do something silly like this, allow this, and then yeah, like allow, bishop can come to G. So here already I think it gets very unclear. And I mean, even this one might be might be all right for white, but like the pawns get rolling, it starts to feel very scary. But it seems like white has a lot of time to do stuff. Bring the rook to G6, or come in on the 7th rank or 6th rank. So I'm not I'm not really buying it for black. Okay, rook D7 played. Rook takes A2 quickly. So he's kind of playing against the clock. I think this is a sign that black's position is very risky, because it's just like he doesn't want to give Tadev any time to think. He just, okay, I'm just going to take. And now we got to make moves. And so I think Tadev's idea is probably rook C4 and like come in with the second rook. And he's saying that he's going to have a way to deal with this without getting checkmated. Yeah, the B pawn, it's like it gives white this like very nice square for the king, where it can't really be bothered by black's pieces, which I think is very nice. I do, because it's like you don't have to, because sometimes when you're down up the exchange, you still have to worry about the opponent's counterplay. Bishop was on D4, for example, but it's not happening here. So, oh, rook G4 goes this way. Okay, fair enough. This is how white wins. Rook G6, rook takes H6. And yeah, Evil Fabi, gonna do the National Open commentary, I think for maybe another hour or so, and then there might be Friday night fights after that. Okay, so yeah, looking good. Looking good for white. Rook A1 played. Definitely makes sense. Maybe trying to come around. Rook H1. Rook takes pawn. Could go rook G6 here. And then take on H6. Not really seeing what's so wrong with that. And then this H pawn is going to be very, very troublesome. Ooh, 3 minutes for Tadev. 3 minutes. Yeah, queen takes C2, very surprising. Not that it's like a terrible move or anything, just that I guess, yeah, we hadn't really analyzed the position so deeply to realize that it was needed. But I'm guessing there was just like nothing. I'm guessing it's just like very, very scary for black. But it's quite a. I mean, you're up a piece and you just give a rook. It's like it is a nuclear decision basically, and he would only do it if he thought he's just in huge trouble in all the other lines basically. Rook trap of rook to H6. No, I don't see it because the bishop is hanging. So king G7, we have rook G6 check, and okay, maybe this is black's idea actually. This is black's idea, and then he wants to take our H pawn, but don't we have this? Okay, takes king E6, and at least the bishop gets out. So this would still be kind of unclear. Not sure what's going on there exactly. Okay, takes king G7, check king here. Oh, rook H6. Repeats once, and then after king f7, I think she's gonna think about it. But now I actually think black is kind of saving this one. Oh, I think they're just repeating. Dang. So he saves it. It did feel like it should have been good for white, but I think it's going to be a draw. I mean, it's like multiple repetitions, and Okay, king f7, king d3. No, king d3 doesn't. No. They agreed to a draw. They agreed to a draw, and the king was put on e4, king was put on e5. They forgot to stop the clocks, but yeah, that's okay. No, I think game was drawn. Yeah. Wow. We were thinking it's looking really good, but I think this was really nice resource Black found. And yeah, maybe White could have played on here, but it's very risky because now Black gets the pieces out and the pawns start running. So yeah, maybe instead of rook g4, maybe rook c4 was a better try, because this is very annoying. Check in here. Actually, what is Black even doing on rook c4? If he has to go back, I mean that's really bad. King d, like White just brings the king in. f5. I don't know. So yeah, draw agreed. But maybe rook d7 wasn't, like, we had king b3 and just not letting Black's rook in. Maybe just king b3. Like, we had the suggestion, melt like butter. You know, maybe this was just the path of least counterplay, is that we could go rook g1, rook g6 from here. Or rook g1 right away. Because then Black doesn't have time to have rook h1. Because we're, taking first, and then why don't rook g2? Rook is still coming to h1. So this also actually is kind of tricky. This is not so easy. So I'm going to say king b3 was maybe the move needed. Just stopping the counterplay and then saving rook g1. Dang, these grandmasters, they get away with manslaughter, They get saved. Okay, let's check out this board 2 game, which we have no idea if this is the right position. Bishop d1. So Black is okay, having to defend the knight. Bishop b5. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Bishop e5, if takes, and takes, then there's c2, which seems to be interesting, but bishop d2, and I don't know, pawns are under control. Yeah, I'm not sure if we have the right position on this one. We'll come back to it. Robbie, though, he's still trying to grind this one out. And yeah, I could see why winning this, because it's like you're just putting Black under pressure, and if takes, we got rook d1 with the open d file. Robbie is playing the IM here, Mohammed Shaikh from India, who has, I think, 3 out of 4 points. One of his games wasn't on DGT. So this would be a problem for Black, because White's controlling the d file, and if we go for the king and pawn endgame, king g5 here is winning. But of course Black does not have to take, so can just sit here, rook e7, and then White's not really threatening to take on d5, because Black will take back with the c pawn and keep all of White's entry squares covered. Yeah, but the squeeze kind of continues. Just unpleasant. Hard to move for Black. But I don't really see how White breaks through there. So rook e7. Yeah, he's just sitting. So he has the same question. But the thing is, White has g4 whenever they want it. Maybe they can organize c4 somehow. Actually, like rook d1. So rook d1 is an option to try to play c4, but then of course black can go rook d7. And then we're still not getting c4 in. But king e3, kind of tricky move. If takes, we have takes with check, king e7. And then we could try this, and here I would think white's winning because our king is so active. And yeah, king gets in, and eventually the pawn will drop. So maybe rook d1 followed by king e3, c4. And yeah, the squeeze is pushing. I don't know if that phrase makes sense, but I think you guys know what I mean. Let's check in with our streamers. Let's see, how are the streamers doing? Dina was talking earlier about how she's actually working very hard for the IM title. So she's on the grind. And let's see what happened here. Rook g3, queen f2. And black kind of walked into this one. Rook g2, g6. Boom, bishop takes g6. Welcome to the Russian chess school. I'm sure she gave him a look when he played g6. Like, you serious? Like, I can take that. Ooh, man. That's unfortunate. You got to watch out for the opponent's tactics. You got to play puzzle rush, but for the opponent. So rook g8, black tries to make the most of it, but bishop b1, nice move, opening up the c2 square for the queen. Black gets ready to put the knight on f8, but now it should be really nice for white. You can try to transfer the knight to f6. The h6 pawn is going to be a problem. Yeah, white's position just looks fantastic now. Let me see if I can plug my guy in. Yeah, knight h5, good move. Ben Feingold is not playing the event. He is here. He was doing a simul, maybe some other side events. And I don't know if he's coaching Dina. I know Dina actually defeated Ben Feingold in Charlotte recently. But I haven't heard that he is coaching her. When did Dina switch to Israeli Federation? I actually don't know. I think that was a couple years ago, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, she used to play for Russia. But I know she's been living outside of Russia for several years now. Okay, rook c8. Kid's gonna try to just cover the c2 square. Hope for some counterplay one day, but white has a lot of moves. Knight f6, queen f4, queen e3, queen h3. Oh, queen e3 might be tricky because, all right, if you play here, then queen d3, and then the knight doesn't have the f8 square. And no good way to cover this one. Of course, black does have queen g5, though, so it's not so simple. But I kind of like this knight f6 move, which maybe forces trades. Check king h1, and then queen e3 is going to be a big problem here. So, okay, go Dina. She's having a reasonable event. I mean, she lost the first game, which is always a bummer. But since then, she's managed to at least bounce back a little bit. So if she wins this one, then she's definitely, I think, getting back on track. Let's check in with Dr. Skull. And yeah, this one we saw earlier, and unfortunately this has gone the way we were worried about. So white managed to win the pawn Here rook f5 was coming, so he decided to take this one. But once white gets two protected passers, the queen just can't create any real threats against the king. It just gives checks, but white has enough material to cover the checks. And just has to keep everything coordinated and slowly advance the pawns. Black is giving a lot of checks. So far, white hasn't moved any pawns, but I think you could have at some point. I think you could here. Actually, I don't really see the problem if check here. And check maybe this one. Actually, you know, there are some checks here, so it's not the easiest thing to manage. Maybe d5 just to give the king more squares. And yeah, slowly the king should kind of wiggle its way out of here. You know, if black gives the wrong check, you push c4 and something like this, or maybe here. Okay, there's checks in the position. There are checks. So here, for example, there's this check. If you go here, there's this one. If you go back, there's this one. If you go here, there's this one. And white's losing something. So it should be, d5 played. Okay. I mean, it definitely should have been good for white. I don't know if he had to run out with this game, but now black has certain counterplay with the checks. And it's not easy for white to escape these checks at all. So, okay, this one's gonna continue. Emily, I think, is definitely on the path to converting. And here, folks, I think the simplest way, the path of least counterplay, would not be this one, which allows bishop f6. I don't know about that. Played too, bummer. No, Emily. It was rook b3. Rook b3. Just trade off your opponent's last rook. And, well, actually, no, our rook on h5. Okay, our rook on h5 is a little bit funny, but right now, bishop f3, rook takes e5. Bishop f6. The rook would be kind of hard to rescue here. But I do think black would still have really good winning chances. Like bishop d1 maybe. And then slowly you break the rook out with h6 and g5. And then once the rook gets free, like this a pawn is very annoying for white's bishop. So I think that would have been the way to do it. Or maybe this way too. You just start with rook f5, then you have rook b3 next anyway. Rook takes e5 was not good. Bishop f6, and now black is going to have to give back the exchange. But okay, actually, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe you just give the exchange and you're still 2 pawns up. So actually, this is still very much winning for black. Pawn will go to a5. It's just 2 healthy pawns. I'm just guessing it was not very intentional. And so that might tilt us a bit. Also, we have to be very careful. Like here on rook, I like her move better because on this one, you know, white could also go here and play for mate, which actually be a big problem. So here, okay, white takes. If rook d3, then black could go rook d2 and defend the back rank. So well played there. Takes. Now, okay, I think Emily should have really good chances of converting this one, especially if she can get rook b3 in and just trade the rooks off. I think that becomes really straightforward because this outside passed pawn is a big problem for white's bishop. White's just not stopping anything. a5 can't stop that, and then a4 is defended. So this is really bad. Now it looks like the king is just in time. But the problem here is that white's king is going to be stuck, and then black can just come around this way and win on the king side. So this is actually very straightforward win if black can trade rooks with rook to b3, which means that white probably should go rook f4, just for better or worse, just keep the rooks on. But yeah, okay, great chances there for Emily. Tony, wow. Tony got some juice here. But is this juice or is this coffee? Because how is he gonna save this pawn? Not looking great for Tony. It's kind of a problem. Yeah, white's pieces here just look very nice. Like you can't. Oh wait, hold on. I was recalling a previous position where black was had a rook for 2 pieces. That rook is since gone, so he's just down 2 pieces. Oh no. Oh okay, yeah. So white's winning this one. Bummer for Tony. 97. Oh, ugly. Yeah, that's a bummer. So yeah, Tony is not saving this one. Yeah. This quickly went from juice to mud water. Just absolute mud water. Okay, bummer. Let's see. So Tony losing, Emily winning. Rook b3 now I think is would be the technical way to do it. Kevin hoping to draw. But this one is very tough to continuously find the right checks. I feel like white has good chances. So streamers are not in good shape here. But the streamers had 3 rounds today because we have the 2 rounds and then we had the streamer panel in the morning where everyone was there giving great questions. I was moderating. I was asking them really some really tough, actually giving great answers. I should say I was asking some really tough questions, putting them on the spot. They handled it like champs. But yeah, now for this 3rd round of the day, it's brutal. Dina should be winning though, because Dina had a nice position and then won a pawn on the king side. So this one should definitely be winning. Oh, I love Dina's last move, by the way. Knight h5 and then king h1. That's how you do it, folks. That is Russian chess school right there. Prophylaxis, path of least counterplay. Like on knight f6, takes, black had queen d6 check, which isn't counterplay, but it's like, why even allow this if you don't have to? Wouldn't it be great if it was our move here and we could just play queen h4 or queen e3, let's say, and immediately win the game? But it's not our turn, and so chess.com isn't letting me move the queen. But if we start with king h1, black has to figure something out. Now knight f6 played. And now the same line is just easily winning for white because queen e3 and there's no defense to h6. And if rook g7, I think we're going queen h4 here. And yeah, once again, black doesn't have this saving check. Okay, so go Dina. Dina winning. Let's see some of our other games here. All right, board 2. Bishop b5. So we did get this. And, oh, yeah, Cabbage was saying maybe black could have tried bishop e3 here. And why not? And why not? Would be my question. I don't really understand. Looks like... knight comes back in time. No, but then anyway here, huh? Anyway here. So I don't know. don't know. Oh, DGT is lagging because Dina already won the game. Oh yeah, maybe we're behind. Hello, Joe. I did win the Italy tournament. 6.5 out of 7. So I don't know. B4 played instead. And now this one, actually pretty critical game on board 2. Looking all right for who here? If white is able to stop these pawns, then it's going to be a problem. But pawns are pretty annoying. I don't know. Bishop d3, c2, bishop d2. Maybe again we go bishop e3, but then white blockades. Yeah, I'm still confused why black didn't go bishop e3 on the last move. That just looked very, very annoying. But b4, this one can go. This one can really go either way. Yeah, not sure what's gonna happen in this one. Okay, Robbie's still pressing. Oh, hello. We got a guest. How to finish? Draw.
Yeah.
Draw from this position.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Folks, welcome back, Kevin Skull to the show.
Yeah. Crazy things happen in life sometimes.
Yeah. I guess there's a bit of a delay on the DGT, right? But maybe
That makes sense.
we'll get.
If you want, we can go back and
Yeah.
chat about it. I don't know if you want to. I'm curious to hear what you thought.
We
I thought I
actually
was doing
saw
really well for a long time, and then suddenly I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing that great now."
We saw it around here, but I'm just thinking. So queen e2, b4.
I thought that was good, but she seemed quite happy when I did. I was like, "Oh, maybe I didn't prep that well enough."
Maybe it would have been smart just to like get out of the e file first, and then save this b4 because white isn't really doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I guess f4 probably was coming at the f4 move. Kind of surprised me. I was like, "Oh, right, she could do f4."
Yeah. There's no simple way to deal with this one for sure.
Yeah, it seemed like f4 was so weakening in my position. I didn't really know what to do all of a sudden.
So queen c7, f5 here. Okay, 6. Yeah, white wins this pawn, but you get some nice activity. And then we saw this bomb and then g4.
That was desperation.
I see.
I thought I was dead here.
Yeah. Okay, we were mainly looking at knight e4.
Yeah, okay. Yep. I was looking at that as well. I thought... What did I think they were going to do? I think just take? No, I guess they can't take, right?
Yeah, because you're taking here.
It's funny. I've been seeing this game so long from Black's perspective, I can barely handle this from
Oh,
White's perspective.
yeah, sorry. Let's flip it. Yeah. Take a look from your side. They're probably rook f3, I think we were thinking.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what I was looking at as well.
And I thought it was still...
Yeah, rook f3 seemed to shut down all my plans. Like, I wanted, of course, to go, like, queen f4, but then rook f3 just destroys that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, okay, you come here, and then you just gotta fix your back rank, and then you go rook a2.
Yeah, maybe.
But how did you feel about it, like, let's say, in this endgame?
Oh, I thought I was dead.
Oh, yeah.
But I was hoping that I felt like here there was room for her to like disconnect her rooks and maybe fall into something. So that's why I went into it. I thought she handled it really well. Like, she didn't disconnect her rooks, and she just kept slowly making progress. It was a little, yeah. And here I was like, I don't know. I know I'm giving her the 2 pass pawns. It's probably ridiculous, but I didn't think I could hold that pawn.
Right. No, because rook f5 is coming.
Exactly. So I thought it was the best I had.
I don't know. Actually, I mean, it kind of ended up working out. Yeah, I was thinking position should be winning for white, but you do have a lot of room for the queen, so there's always
that was
checks.
My hope was to wear her down.
But yeah, maybe like... Yeah, I'm not sure this was correct. Maybe the easiest plan for white would be to just like put the rook behind the pawn.
And just start moving the pawns. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
And yeah, like you can go here, but maybe this and this, maybe even like c4, just to get the pawn rolling, and just one pawn is all white really needs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's hard. I think the king is pretty safe around g3, so my guess is this would have been maybe the way.
Yeah.
But somehow the king ends up moving towards the pawns.
Yeah, and then
now it's like it's not so easy because you have a lot of room for the queen.
Yep.
So you just have a lot of checks.
Continually checking, and this part got a little scary. It seemed like she found a plan to start moving the pawns forward a bit.
Yeah. But okay, she can't go c5 here because you give this check, and it's like this one. Yeah, you latch on. So yeah, king doesn't really seem to want to be out in the open. Okay, queen c5. Check. And
this is
all right. This is the live position. You want to commentate on your live position?
This is definitely where we came up with the draw, because if she moves the king...
Oh, sorry. Get in more, please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If she moves the king away, I get the d pawn. And I feel like if I get the d pawn, probably is irrelevant, right? She just doubles behind the other pawn and wins. But I thought I had a chance there. And she also seemed to not want to give that up. And so we ended up, she goes to c4, and then I can check. And then she goes back, insisting on holding the pawn. And then this is where we end up repeating. Whereas I think probably just, I don't know, king e3 should be fine, right?
Yeah, white's definitely running no risk here at all.
Right.
And, well, maybe black should keep giving checks. I don't know, because like take c6.
Yeah, it starts looking scary.
Pawn advances, yeah, another square, and...
Yeah.
But somehow it feels like the queen still have tons of room.
Yeah, can I show you my blunder earlier?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
This is the move. I thought I had it. It's quite deep. I thought this was all fine.
Yeah, I think you're doing good here.
Yeah, keep going.
Maybe bishop c5, just
bishop c5
to develop without not even giving white d4. But I think you're solid here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it definitely feels like a good version of Caro.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good.
94.
Here. Just did some trading.
And he comes back. And
okay, I think it's probably my next move here. Yeah, is it here? Okay, it's after this.
This one.
I thought this was a great move because after I go there, they cannot push the pawn. Because if they push the pawn, I can take the knight. Do you see a problem with this plan? What? And so when she pushed the pawn, I was like, yeah, wait, what? My whole plan is ruined?
It is a pin.
So I don't know what happened there. These are the things that really wreck me, is I make these whole plans around something that doesn't actually work. And then it becomes an issue. So I don't know that I had a better move here. I was really struggling at this spot, but I don't know, maybe d7's better.
Yeah, no, I mean, if queen c7 works as promised, then it's a nice move because you stop the idea for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes just like, it's not like you didn't come up with the right idea. It's just like you just miss a concrete thing.
Yeah. And then it ends up being sort of okay because she can't take the pawn actually after, we exchange there because then my idea does work. But only temporarily.
Yeah, white kind of comes in.
Yeah. Well, interesting stuff. And then that's it.
And then we had like the nice skirmish.
Crazy sack.
But still, I would file this under good save.
I would file it under what? I saved that?
Yeah. Not bad.
I don't know. Is it actually a repetition, or did we think it was a repetition? I guess that's my question.
At the end?
Yeah.
Let's take a
See
look.
if it got live yet. I guess the timer's still going down.
Yeah, so, okay, here, of course, white could also have gone this way, which I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, I thought you might do that as well.
And then if here... Maybe here?
I was just excited that she finally separated her rooks.
Oh, then you're...
I was like, maybe something will fall with these rooks separated.
Right.
Maybe she'll get
maybe
fatigued and do something.
This one feels nice for white. Actually, I think king e5 was the way to go. And king d6. Because your next check runs into rook e6. And then no more checks. White's next move maybe here or just pushing.
Yeah, this does not look good.
And here I think we're running out of room. No, I think you got away with manslaughter here. what I've been saying.
Okay, well.
And then also possible to do this one as well. But here you definitely have more chances because you already took one of the pawns and there's some checks.
Right.
And then it'd be really hard to say if this is perpetual or not. It might be just because you can always kind of latch on to one of the rooks, it seems.
Yeah, maybe.
Like here, queen f3, and then checks continue.
Well,
kind of a funny geometry.
Interesting stuff.
Going
this
one
queen.
way or the other. Yeah. No, queen's very strong. Open board.
Yeah, I knew I was trading down to a losing position, but the thought was just the queen does queen things sometimes, and maybe you can get us some geometry and pull it out of nowhere.
Some practical chances.
Yeah.
So 2 draws.
2 draws.
Solid. And you did the streamer panel, so technically you played 3 games today.
Exactly.
3 rounds.
It was tiring. I showed up late to the first round even. And the pool party going on for the last 10 hours was exhausting. I was like, I'll rest in my room. It was not very restful. So, but that's okay. All right. Well, nice work.
Yeah. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
Best of luck tomorrow. Hope to see you again.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Maybe. So, folks, that was Kevin Skull, one of our streamers. He runs the podcast called Chess Journeys. Dina did win her game. Rook g7, queen h4, and it was over. Black resigned. Emily. Oh, something went wrong for Emily. She was up 2 pawns. And, she just hung that one. Oh, boy. And then hung that one too. And now it's very much anyone's game from here. Anything can happen, actually. That's kind of a bummer. Even actually, this one, Black still could have played here to at least hold on to one of the pawns, because any bishop trade would be just easily winning for Black with the outside passer. Oh, real bummer here because she found the right move, rook b3, to trade the rooks. And then h5 and then f6 is just, too... I can see what she's trying to do. She's just trying to stop the king from getting in, but she just hung that one. Just straight up hung it. So king g7, of course, should have started, or just pushing a5 and just like starting to run this pawn. And yeah, it would have been winning for black. Bit of a bummer there. Let's see. We have board 2, which is still very, very complicated. Bishop f2. Rook takes a2 just played. Black sacrificing the exchange. And, oh, wow. Rook d1. Okay, total mess here. Black is about to be 2 pieces down. And this is super complicated. Thank you for following. Hello, Tristan. Hello. So here, this one, rook takes d4, h6, rook c4, b3. So the troubling thing for white is you can't move the bishop without allowing black to promote with a discovered check. But maybe the knight can stop the pawns. Or can it? b2. Oh boy. Takes queen. Takes. But this endgame, I think, yeah, should be winning for white. This knight will get out, and then white has 2 pieces and a pawn for the rook. And then it should be a technical win. So this one, I think black might have blundered this idea. Not sure. Because that's a real problem. Oh boy, sharp game. And we might see a clear leader in Samrug. If he manages to win this game, you'll have 4.5 out of 5. So Samrug with big chances to take the tournament by storm. Rook d1. I'm not seeing a solution here for black. I mean, okay, f5. Okay, there we go. He lights it up. He lights it f5. Wow. So his idea is that if white takes on Poisson, then he doesn't get back ranked. He can take on f2, get his piece back, and then this would be this would probably be winning for black because the 2 pawns are very strong. But f5, white can of course play rook takes d4. Then I think he's going fe. And does white have a way to stop these pawns? Man, this might be good for black still. This is tricky. Oh, there's rook d8, rook d7. Okay, hold on. So here, take, check, here. Rook d7. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. So this G pawn is kind of falling. So if black goes here, it's complicated. Yeah, I don't know. F7 check, knight G5, and ooh. Man, this is yeah. Looks matey. Exactly. So white has multiple options. So EF might be really nice. Wow. The big calculation exercise. Oh, bishop c5, bishop e7 at the end. Okay, so if this one takes king back, c2, I guess. Here, check. I just want to see what's going on in this line. b3, rook b4. So let's just say queen. White would get some rook endgame. So rook endgame would have some chances. Oh, but also black could go, yeah, check first, and then here. And then rook e1. Yeah. And then rook c4, maybe even b3. Ooh, I don't know, b3, e6. Ooh, it's complicated. But okay, let's say take, and then, yeah, here black feels like they have plenty of counterplay. So if white wants to win, maybe he has to find ef6 here. So those seem to be the two moves. Yeah, do we have any other candidates? ef6, rook takes d4. I guess you can consider king g1 also, yeah? So let's say like take here, keeping the rook on the back rank. And then here we would again get some kind of questionable rook endgame. King g1, knight takes, rook takes f2. Oh yeah, that's Del Rios, Angelis kind of. I don't know what was that famous game where black sacks like rook c2 and then c4 and he's like down a whole rook. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, I don't know, king f1, b2. Yeah, I don't. It looks like black. It's working for black. So rook takes f2. Which game was that? I forget the players' names. I feel it was like two Spanish players, like Rui Lopez against Del Rio. I mean, it's like from early 20th century. Nice combo. Rook d4 on the board. So it looks like black might be saving this in that rook endgame. En passant, though, looked strong. I wasn't finding a solution for black here, because white is just getting fg in all the lines, and then g8 equals queen, or f7. Oh wait, there was this one, right? We didn't fully solve this one. So king g8, f7, king f8. Oh, but maybe rook takes f2. Ah, maybe this idea anyway. And then, are we in time here for c2? b3, 93. Yeah, I think maybe just take here. Yeah, c2, probably like rook c1, b3, 93 here. And, well, minimum for white, I think this is a draw, because eventually you'll win the knight, but then white has the wrong color rook pawn. So better for black might be bishop takes f2, and then yeah, this one, two pawns are very scary. Wow, kind of a, yeah, very nice resource found by black. So takes, king g1. Now, yeah, we were thinking check first, and then c2. Rook d2, actually, maybe accidental brilliancy. It's kind of looking like maybe black is gonna have, because black has a lot of pawns. I mean, you could even like go like here, maybe like b3. The bummer is, of course, there's e6 and counterplay for white. So b3 e6. And it seems like white might be faster. Okay, b3 played. Pretty quickly too, actually. Like he played this like he has everything figured out. Even though it feels like a very sharp position. So yeah, he's got some chances here. And 3 minutes for white. I mean, first move I would try is e6 here. Black will do something. King f8 maybe. And actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. e6 rook a8. And e7 b2. But check. Wait, e7 though. Here, take, here. Ooh. Oh, e7 rook e8. Okay. I think this is good too. I feel like this is also working. Oh man. Okay, so the pawns are strong. Yeah. So, but this one is much simpler. No calculation needed. Which at this time of day is much appreciated. So I think this is probably this idea. Okay, e6 played. Wow, so like this whole thing might have been nice for black, like starting with rook takes a2. Because at first it looked like, maybe this was blundered, rook d1. It's like a very easy move to just underestimate, but f5 was found. Maybe a fortunate find, maybe because I remember black spending some time here, so I don't know if he had this one cooked up with all of the details, but dang. Yeah, these pawns ended up brutal. Okay, he goes king f8. Yeah, king f8 I was also thinking looks reasonable. And white's only chance is like some rook d7 and bishop c5 maybe, but I don't really know if that's enough. But also black, yeah, is now in time to just win. Just win with the pawns. And the rook and pawn aren't promoting against the king. The king is kind of stopping everything. So this is looking good for Matvishyn. So Matvishyn likely winning this one, and then he's going to be the sole leader with 4.5 out of 5. So rook b4. I think black can again try this. Just taking off the bishop and pushing. Yeah. I think black is taking this one. Wow. So, nice game. Sharp stuff. Well, okay, I think we'll stick with this one for now because white's got 2 minutes left. But soon we'll check in with Robbie, see how he's doing. I will take a bite here out of this grilled chicken sandwich. Okay. It's food. Oh, Tadov drew. because the opponent got just enough time to get the h-pawn. And there wasn't such a great way for white to continue the game here. Yeah. It's on the board. Rook b4, rook f2. e7 check. But I think it's desperation. Okay, king e8. I don't know if it's needed, but it feels good. Feels like good technique. Yeah, we were thinking white should have just played king b3 in that game to cover the a-pawn, not allow black's rook in. And then it looked pretty close. Looked pretty close. I mean, on king takes e7, I don't really see what the problem was. Black is getting a queen. Maybe he's trying to like avoid some potential like fortress thing, which I don't think white has here, but maybe he's trying to just get the best version of this queen versus rook endgame. Because here white's not going to win the e-pawn. So if we get the same endgame with both e-pawns on the board, then that's yeah, just a much easier endgame to finish. Okay, rook takes. Oh, so this is still... Wait, this is still... it's not over. Rook b3 white still has, and rook c3. But black has c2 and e3. Or maybe rook f3 first. Yeah. Oh, rook d2, rook d1. Oh, the king's just cut. Oh, yeah. Sorry. King is just cut. Very good. See, this is why I like the dojo chat, because like we can do like the team commentary. And it helps out a lot to find these things. Yeah, that's game. That's game. Rook d2, rook d1. Might be resigns here. Oh, never mind. Does go for the queen versus rook. But with the e-pawn on the board, then this is yeah, pretty much just hopeless. Like queen is too strong. Queen h1 here. And there's very little hope for white. Queen d2 check also I think is fine here. And then either way, it's just the king starts walking up, and it's just a matter of time before the queen breaks through. Okay, queen c5. Also fine. It'll be a little bit of work for black to sneak around, but yeah, he's got 3 versus 3. And okay, queen c2, white resigns. Why exactly? I mean, okay, it's losing, but why exactly resign here? King e1. Queen g2 maybe. And then, yeah, I guess a simple plan would be to just bring the king over to g4. You go queen takes g3, and yeah, you just have a winning king and pawn endgame. Okay, nice win by Matveshen. He takes it down, takes the clear lead, 4.5 out of 5. Let's jump to Robbie. If he wins this one, he'll be on 4 out of 5. So he'll be joining the group in second place. And this one was a rook endgame we were watching from a while back. White did break with g4, creating space on the king side. And finally accomplishes c4. Gets one rook off the board. And here he goes for the invasion. Rook f6. He gives up the 4th rank. He takes here. Now black to play can take this one, but then he runs into check, I think. Rook takes here. And this is very close for white because white's king is really active, can just walk towards the queen side. Ooh, it's looking really, really close. Maybe black still has some last ditch chances with c5, but not sure. I think it's really hard. Like it might just be losing objectively, but even if it's a draw, I feel like it's very, very hard to figure it out, especially with 3 minutes. I think black has few chances here. Okay, let's see any other games. That was probably our last game of the night, so let's just see a couple more moves here. Yeah, if black goes c5 at the end, then white has b5 ideas to try to get the passed a pawn as well as the h pawn, but not sure. It could peter out still. So let's check this again. So take, check here, take c5. And yeah, b5 looks like immediate breakthrough because we get a6 and a7. And that's it. Let's say b4, push, promotes, and the pawns just aren't fast enough. So okay, played, takes, and now c5, b5 I think is working for white. But if you can't break through with c5, ooh, what do you do here? If you come down, let's say white just takes, or let's say goes here first. Now I like takes. Let's take. And then the king is ready to just walk all the way over here and take this one. And black has to deal with the h pawn. I don't know, here let's say, come here, and then coming this way too. So this is looking good for white.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh.
You want to join?
I do.
All right, come on.
Bro.
Come on.
You better not look at my game this round, all right?
Okay.
Look at anything
Let's.
else.
Oh, not your game.
No, anything else.
Well, actually, you want to watch the end of this rook end game? It's actually pretty interesting
It's
from Robbie.
fascinating.
Yeah. Folks, we have Tony Padron on the channel.
Oh, I was gonna say, how do you know if we're in frame?
Yeah, checking here, but I think you're good now.
Okay, you know what? Your little slim setup here, it's pretty cute. Not gonna lie.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like really mobile.
Yeah, it's all me. It's all my stuff. Folks, this is the second half of the Chess Sharks. We had Caden on at the beginning. We were looking at your game a little bit.
He's the better chess half.
Slightly.
Yeah,
Slightly.
just barely.
Wait,
so who are we rooting for here?
I think
We
mean,
want white to win.
we're not rooting for anyone, but it feels like white should be winning. So I do want to see him convert it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I guess
catch me up. After rook b6, what happens?
No, Robbie. So I guess I'm rooting for Robbie just because he's my boy from St. Louis. Yeah, basically white has a really good rook endgame. He's just better king, better rook. King e is okay. Interesting move by black because he's saying if you take here, I'm going to take on h4, and then for rook b6, I think black is just sitting because as soon as white takes on a6, black will go rook takes b4. So maybe this is still delicate.
But you have to do something.
Yeah, white has to make a move here.
Okay, so, well, maybe after king takes g6, rook takes h4, and you just start shuffling king f6, and you start running.
Right. Black also approaches.
And you keep going. You touch the rook, then rook b6.
Then rook b6. Let's say.
King c7.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you're
I think
stuck.
I think he's holding this one.
Yeah. I don't want him to hold.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna find this?
So.
Also, we don't want to ask the fish because we're not normies. So.
Oh yeah, no question. No. Stockfish doesn't have a right to an opinion on this channel. We're not interested. In fact, we were watching a game this morning.
Oh gosh,
which was very
that
interesting.
That was a much better one.
And I'm sure Stockfish had all kinds of things to say about your game.
Oh, it did.
But over the board, neither player, is supposed to have access. And in fact, that end game, I think you're probably like losing. And I'm sure Stockfish was saying.
Wait. Yes, actually, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Night, the end game is losing until he folds and plays bishop takes h5, h4, and then dead even. Oh, dude. And
so over the
earlier-
board is much harder for
so much
black
harder.
to play.
By the way, my rook sack, rook takes d5, zeros.
Oh.
Isn't that ridiculous?
So Stockfish does have some respect.
It was crazy. Anyways, my peers thought I was just dumb sacking a rook.
No, I thought it was very interesting. I mean, it's
It's fascinating.
and you spent 20 minutes there, so I mean, it was like a deep decision.
Well, we thought about it. Wasn't so hasty.
Yeah.
So, is there any other game that we want to dive into, or is this the last one?
This is actually the last really important game because all the other games have finished at the top, and the streamers are done.
Okay. What did the Dina win?
Dina won.
Nice. Okay, that's what matters.
Yeah. Actually, we have one game from our friend Alexander Katz. I don't know if you know Mr. Katz.
No, but I like cats, so.
He's international master, and he's trying to save this one. So,
This is like definitely savable.
let's
Oh, look at the streamer walking.
see. Hello.
Guys, we just got Anna Cranley in.
Common misconception. Another blonde girl.
How did Emily do? Emily finished, I think,
No.
draw. Okay. Sorry, Emily. We were watching. It looked very good.
Yeah, I just got tired and I had to pee so bad and low on time and then I blundered 2 pawns, so yeah.
Oh. You
Yeah.
lost because you had to pee?
It happens. It's the differences between online chess, OTB chess.
I don't know. You've never flagged a bull again because you had to pee?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it's like less. It doesn't count for as much.
I agree.
You just leave it.
Okay, this game,
Yeah. What do you think about this endgame, real quick?
I think it's holdable.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's holdable.
But how are you gonna defend this pawn? White's going king b4.
Bishop d7, 93.
I feel like
b3.
black's kind of stretched here. Let's say here. I don't know, this one or this one.
That one I like.
Let's say knight comes around. Ooh, it's close. Like, the king is very far. Maybe black.
Wait, you just gotta get. Get in the square. Takes.
Yeah.
King move.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
You're fine.
Really? You're in time here?
Wait. No, wait.
I think.
Once you move. Oh wait, but he blocks you out.
Yeah, exactly. King is
But
still.
if you keep the bishop.
So yeah, I think you keep the bishop. Let's say here. Yeah, I think actually you might be in time. King d6, a4. Oh, man, you get this kind of study-like thing where how does the king approach? There's knight c7 check.
Oh, that's a pain.
Wait, hold on. Here, check. Here, take. I think this one is actually still a draw. Because black gets to
you make
c8.
it to the square in time.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Wow.
See, it's holdable.
It is. It might be holdable.
It's a thin line, man.
It takes white a long time to.
You're tight roping hard.
Yeah. So king
worst
c5.
part, though?
Oh, he just takes right away. Oh, wait, this saves a lot of time. Oh, this might work for black immediately. Oh, he's good. Oh, okay. What were we even worried about?
Draw it is.
He's good. Yeah, we should have just.
We always knew.
We should have just.
Predetermined. I'm
Never in doubt. Okay, so this one is a draw. Actually, so that just leaves us with
the last guy.
this rook endgame. But yeah, we don't actually have to watch this all the way through because stream has been on.
This one's a draw.
I think it's a draw.
Yeah, because there's we checked both of the only good moves, and they both draw. Unless you want to be like ultra crazy and play like rook b7.
I mean,
sorry, rook g7 is what I meant.
You could still try this, but then like, okay, king f7 and wait, okay, king d7. Sorry, king d7. Let's defend the c pawn. So if rook c6, we take on b4. If king g6, we take on h4.
Yeah, you can't.
Rook is too strong.
And you want to know why this is a draw? There's not enough weaknesses. It's kind of silly.
I feel like there's a lot of weaknesses. Just black also has.
Well, yeah. Okay, white also has some.
That's yeah.
So black needs like a little more to be bad.
King comes to c7. Yeah, exactly.
Which is just a bummer.
So. Okay, folks. Well, I think I might actually be finishing up the stream now, because yeah, this game is probably.
I'll be back.
Probably gonna peter out. Rook h7, Robbie tries. But yeah, it's getting late here. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I'll be back the rest of the weekend. We got 4 more rounds left. Tomorrow 10 a.m. is the next round. And let's just review the standings. So one player at the top, 4.5 out of 5, Victor Matvishin. Tomorrow, he'll be playing one of the GMs with 4 points, maybe Zhao Jinchao. And there's a lot of guys with 4. Vladimir Kopyan still in the pack. He's got 3.5, so he's in the hunt. And yeah, thanks for watching, folks. See you all tomorrow. Let's find someone to raid and catch you guys next time. Thank you, David. Thank you. Oh, wait, before we raid, maybe David wants to come on because he's earlier. He's in Hawaii. So maybe he'll want to come on for a stream. I'm not sure. Let me check. Yes, he's saying he's going to do Friday night fights when I'm done. So no raid, folks.